Uh, yeah, DLC, DC Drake. Come on, 1, 2, 3, yo, yo. It's the microphone master, DOC, the zone blaster from the NYC. I gave my life to the G.O.D. He loosed my chains, he set me free. Now I represent on the MIC. Assault the mic so viciously. It's evident I was heaven sent.
I should've listened to my mama, how to keep her when I found her. But I wasn't about commitment, all I wanted was to hit it at the only other women. I promise after I finish I come. But I did it, now I'm trapped in the prison without walls. Sitting in my room, anticipating your calls. In spite of it all, if you love something, learn to let it go. And if it comes, then it's yours.
All right, we're here today with the legendary.
Legendary.
Just celebrated a milestone, I think 10 years ago. This man had a classic hip hop album. Do your research. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the album's called Hunger Music. The group was the Long Shots, and I'm here with one half of the group, the one and only Crayon Diaz. How you doing, Crayon?
What's up, everybody?
Crayon, if you don't mind, can you tell me, I know, like I said earlier in the introduction, you were a hip-hop head, and not just a hip-hop head in terms of a stan or a fan, but as an artist. And now I know you directed some videos. Can you just, we're going to get into that in a minute, but can you tell me how you evolved from a recording artist to someone now that's behind the cameras with the writing and directing and so on and so forth?
I just always looked at myself as an artist. I always wanted to make some form of expression, some type of social commentary that my peers will be able to take something away from, and just to, leave my mark, so to speak. As a kid, I grew up. I was all involved in theater, musical theater, and then when I come from like a Dominican household,
Right on.
and so we grew up with Spanish music and Michael Jackson.
Gotcha.
That's what we had in the house.
Gotcha.
And so when I started to go to public school, I started hearing hip hop and how it affected people, and how this foreign language was so powerful, and the different messages, so many different messages at the same time as to what clothes you're wearing, what's cool, what's the party at, and how to speak. Those things really appealed to me.
Gotcha.
I felt like a true power, like a superpower, so to speak, to influence people.
Gotcha.
That you may not even be in the room. So I swayed from like theater and acting into hip hop music, and that did bear fruit. I did. I put out a single that charted nationally, and I released an album and opened up my own first record label around the time Master P was doing it.
Right.
And
What's the label called? Sun City?
Sun City.
Yes,
Records,
sir. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
And that was good. I always felt like I put out an album before I really understood how to rap.
Right.
Or really project the thought. But I just feel like I'm an artist, and so when I shot my first music video, I just to see how it worked and how the different images can tell a story. And plus my love for cinema, that just made me want to become a filmmaker.
Cool.
So I don't really like want to box myself in and say like I'm a rapper, I'm a writer, I'm a filmmaker. I'm just an artist.
Gotcha.
And if I feel like tap dancing and that expresses my thought,
Yeah, you gonna do it.
yeah.
Gotcha. In terms of cinematic influences, you can even tell me musically, because like I said, I know you have both. Who has been your biggest influence? And if you want to get more than one, that's fine. But who you would say is your overall, and I'm talking about, could be any, artistic, cultural, whatever.
For me, my biggest influence was Spike Lee.
Okay.
And because the type of movies that he came out with, they spoke a language that I really connected with, a culture that I really connected with or wanted to aspire to, and a mixture of styles that were really appealing to me, and were able to give me
messages that even as a kid, dealing with concepts that probably were above my head at the time, I was able to understand. And so I really think at that point in time he had a strong command of the art form. And I mean, to this day, a lot of people have a lot of detractors, a lot of critics, a lot of people have strong opinions, but I really think that he is a genius and an icon of contemporary American cinema.
Gotcha. Crayon, in terms of the film industry, the big thing this year with the Oscars coming up in a few weeks, Oscars 2016, Chris Rock is hosting. There's been a backlash. Excuse me. No, I meant to say.
No, you said it right.
I said it right. It was a backlash where Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith, and I believe Snoop Dogg and Spike Lee have called for a boycott of the ceremonies. And I just wanted, people have been running around even saying hashtag Oscars so white. What's your take on this whole Oscars debate, if you will?
I think it's great as us as a people we can have a dialogue, an intelligent dialogue, and to talk about things. And especially so interesting that we can debate about the Oscars, because this will make people, some of those people who maybe would dismiss the Oscars because we felt that we weren't part of that forum in the first place, given our history. And to make them engage in discussion and raise awareness. And also, it also brings light to artists that were, usually they would not be, they wouldn't be exposed, like certain groups would not be exposed to these artists. Maybe like someone from some guy who wouldn't watch Straight Outta Compton.
Right.
Will probably check it out and say, maybe this does deserve an Oscar nod. And maybe by watching that, you'll be a little more exposed to my culture. And then, I'm on this side saying, why not? Why isn't my artwork that represents my people at this forum? And I'll come and I'll check out, a movie that I probably wouldn't watch, and I'll be exposed to that art form. So it raises the awareness of the culture, and it would push the art form forward. So I think it's great. Now, in terms of boycott is a big, a big gun, a big bullet, if you want to. I think like you really can't really go to those measures for every single, every slight that you may get.
Right.
Because, if it kind of loses its impact if you're just really throwing out boycott just because you weren't nominated. Let's start this discussion, and I'm glad they used the language, what I'm saying, but are we literally going to go boycott? Are we going to burn this MF down?
Right.
No, what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's how we are. We're expressive people, and we have a strong command of language. So some people may take it literal in terms where we speak. A lot of stuff that we speak is figurative. I don't think they really meant like boycott.
Like burn Hollywood, burn.
Nah, yeah,
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I don't really think they meant to that degree. I fully support it, and I think it's a great movement. It's great for the art form, for everyone.
Okay. Cool. Right. In terms of music, in terms of visual, what or which artistic form do you find to be more, effective, impactful in terms of getting your message out? Do you miss making music, or are you comfortable? I know you answered this early in terms of the cinematic direction, but I mean in terms of getting your message across. First of all, I need to ask. Let me change the question. What is your overall message that you want to get out as an artist? What is your artistic statement? And then number two, which tool would you use to get that across? Yes.
I think what I've been trying to say since I started with artistry, I really wanted to express to people from because the thing is when you come from certain neighborhoods and certain regions, you kind of have this perspective that's kind of like it's skewed because you're not seeing the whole world, and you're not, and as you get older, you get experience more things, and you travel more, and you get to see more things. And what I wanted to express, and I realized that you are the master of your destiny.
Okay.
You, there are circumstances, there are elements, and there are things that we all have to adhere to. However, in this day and age, you can go anywhere, you can do anything. Now it's kind of funny. My son, he taught me like a funny lesson, because I was telling him, we was like in the car, he was driving, and I said, "Son, you can be anything. You could be anybody you want to be." And he goes, "Well, Dad, why aren't you a rapper?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "You're the best rapper I know." And yeah, he kind of called me because we, the thing is that we get caught up in these catchphrases and like these beliefs, but like really living it and really believing it and committing to it is a whole different ball game.
Right.
And I just really felt that, people told me that I couldn't, put out an album, a nationally wide distributed album on my own, without the backing of a major label, and I was successful in doing that. People told me that I wouldn't, I don't want to go off the list of accomplishments because I'm not trying to stroke my own ego. I just want to say that you are able to accomplish a lot more than what you're able to reach. You're able to reach much further than you can touch.
Gotcha.
If that means if you can.
No.
Understand my little.
No, I get it. Last question, partner question. You're the second guest on Talk Square. We have a lot of conversations. For those people who don't know, you are my brother-in-law, but we were talking for years prior to that.
Yeah.
Real quick, if you could say something to God, one thing. I don't know if it's a question. You tell me whatever. What would you say?
Oh man. Did you see that? I don't even know what I was doing. I didn't know you were there. I wouldn't have done that. I don't know. Like it's crazy. Like when how your perspective changes when you get older.
Right.
And how much greater, how much more effectiveness you have on this planet, and just in your life, is being able to submit and serve instead of fighting against. I mean, there's certain things I'm just talking about in terms of a religious aspect, or like committing to a way of life that is beneficial to you. Sometimes instead of like taking care of our bodies or our minds, or it's a great act of power to be able to totally submit to God and what you believe in, that is a higher being, a higher force, that ultimately will elevate your life. So that's what I would say to God. I submit.
Gotcha. Ray, at this point, I thank you, and I give my guests the opportunity to say anything they want to say.
Check it out. Like, we're going to freestyle. Check it out. All right. Nah,
I'm with it.
Oh man. No, we ain't gonna do that today.
All right. We thank you, Crayon, for giving us a few moments of your time. Thank you very much, brother. We look forward to more projects, and keep shooting with cameras, of course. And thank you for giving us the time. Peace.